Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, the university held a town hall discussing campus climate. What did the findings show?
And one of our reporters studying in Barcelona explains political turmoil in Spain.
Also, a mock dorm fire educates students on fire safety.
Just one breath of that would prove fatal, so.
And car parts are being stolen from students' cars.
All of this and more coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
Live from Studio 125, this is the Q30 Newscast.
Hello and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Ryan Ansel.
And I'm Eliza Krasinski. The anticipation was certainly high, and the Starbucks in the Student Center is finally open. Though the lines have been long, many students are pleased with the new coffee shop on campus.
And Chartwell's has been working hard to listen to the demands of students.
This is one of the many things we're trying to do to spread out traffic. We're trying to make the cafe a little less crazy during meal periods, so we've opened the Old Bond Pound Express in the Business and Communications building. We've renovated the North Haven campus with Pete's Cafe. We've opened the Noodle Sushi concept. All of it's designed to take some pressure off the CAF and give the students more options. So we're really trying to listen to what the students want and respond and, come through with what they're asking for.
Q30's Kayla Heavey is live outside the new Starbucks with the latest details. Kayla?
Thanks, Ryan and Eliza. I am here outside the brand new Starbucks on the main campus, and right now the line is not too long, but students seem to be liking it because the line went out the cafe doors and down the Student Center stairs just this afternoon. Now, it is a fully licensed Starbucks, which is perfect for the pumpkin spice season. Now, you don't even have to leave campus to get that popular pumpkin spice latte. And the best part of it all, it accepts meal plan money. Back to Ryan and Eliza at the desk.
Car theft has been happening in the Hogan parking lot, and the university is now responding. Carrie Golden has more.
It is pretty common for the Hogan lot to be the hot spot for Ubers and commuting cars, but recently it hasn't been the safest for the staff and students who have permission to park there.
Right, we're keeping a guard guy over there, and we also have Hamden PD patrolling that area. We are also patrolling that area.
All of this is because there have been concerns over remoteness of location and video surveillance of the lot, attempted theft of parts from a staff member's car, heavy traffic and pedestrian safety, and broken window frames in the Mountain View Residence Hall. There have already been at least 2 incidents reported this week of catalytic converters being stolen out of cars that are parked in the Hogan parking lot. Public safety has already taken important steps to enhance the safety of the Hogan lot by stepping up patrols and establishing it as a priority patrol area for the Hamden police officers who work on the campus on Friday and Saturday nights. Residential Life is also requesting for the installation of a security camera to cover the lot as well as enhanced lighting behind the residence halls.
Well, our overall job is the safety of this university.
Both Mark DeVilbus, the Director of Residential Life, and Assistant Chief Neely are urging students to report anything that happens in that area as soon as possible. Reporting from Hogan Lot, Carrie Golden, Q30 News.
Mark Thompson, Executive Vice President and Provost of Quinnipiac, held a university town hall this past week to discuss the results of a recent campus climate survey. He, along with the consulting firm hired to conduct the study, summarized the findings from the 51-page report.
Everything that you saw in the presentation, the recommendations, in my view, are all doable.
The consulting firm also presented suggested changes the university can make to improve campus climate. October is National Fire Prevention Month. In honor of this, the Quinnipiac Safety Committee and Emergency Management Team collaborated with the Hamden Fire Department to conduct a mock resident hall fire on York Hill. Christina Vitas has the details.
Earlier today, the Quinnipiac Safety Committee and the Emergency Management Team invited students and staff to the York Hill campus to view a mock burn of a residence hall bedroom to refresh their fire safety knowledge.
It's education. It's all prevention. When you guys were in school, you had fire drills, you're on fire lot about fire safety. So, we're doing the same here. As you get older and you move on, some things get forgotten.
I think that students can learn a lot about fire safety through this event. It brings a visual to the students' minds, and a lot of people don't know fire safety, and I don't for sure. So I guess this event is very helpful for that.
Campus Fire Marshal Richard Haley instructed students on how to successfully use a fire extinguisher, as well as sharing other fire safety tips.
That it doesn't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning. The fire alarm goes out, you have to get out of the building for your safety.
Yeah.
One thing is always know 2 ways out, at least 2 ways out. Anywhere. I mean, you go to a restaurant, a theater, a nightclub, your resident hall, your academic buildings. So, always know 2 ways out. Don't tamper with or disarm any kind of smoke detectors.
Viewers were able to witness all stages of an actual fire from a safe distance and learn just how quickly accidents can become deadly.
I thought it was interesting to watch how the smoke color changed and how quickly it started to, the fire started to grow. At first it didn't, but then once it was really going, it really did. And I thought that was very eye-opening.
Although fire safety is always a concern for Quinnipiac's public safety, a recent fire that took place in a York Hill residence hall made the event and tips provided all the more relevant. For Q30 News, I'm Christina Vitas.
Speaking of safety, Public Safety has introduced a new program where 60 university employees will act as building marshals. The marshals will help move people to designated safe places away from buildings if there is an emergency. They will also assist first responders and be a point of contact for when it's safe to return to the buildings. So far, 40 of the building marshals attended training in September, with the remaining 20 scheduled to receive training this month. Another new initiative Public Safety is rolling out is the Alert Us mass notification system. The new system will send messages directly to your computer screen during an emergency. According to the emergency management team, the goal of the program is to notify people if they're not near their cell phones for a text alert. Alert Us joins the Rave platform that the school uses to send out texts, emails, and voicemail messages during emergencies. It's definitely starting to feel like fall outside, and we may need to take out our rain jackets soon.
Emma Carmen has a quick weather update. Emma?
Guys, it was a beautiful day here in Hamden, Connecticut. Later on in the show, I'm going to update you on your 7-day forecast, which looks like a lot of rain here in Hamden. And I will also give you the weather for the surrounding towns. Back to you guys at the desk.
Still ahead on the Q30 Newscast, protests are up in a country where several Quinnipiac students are studying abroad.
And a new organization on campus is stitching for a cause. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News.
For stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Qcash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Welcome back. The Big E wrapped up its annual season in Springfield, Massachusetts this past weekend. The attendance broke records this year, with more than 1 million people making a trip to the fair. Attendees were able to enjoy rides, animal petting, areas, and specific houses, each representing a New England state with food and merchandise special to that state.
The rivalry between Quinnipiac and Yale hockey teams have been going on for years, but since this year's game falls during Thanksgiving break, some changes need to be made. Residential Life is offering a unique opportunity this year in partnerships with athletics. They are accommodating students who would like to support the men's ice hockey team as they take on their rival Yale on November 17th at the High Point Solutions Arena.
We close every year for Thanksgiving break at that time, and that involves, we do security and safety inspections of all the rooms, and we will be continuing with that process as usual on that Friday night. However, the men's ice hockey team plays against Yale on Saturday night, and we were approached by athletics and asked, is there a way that we could partner and make it possible for students to stay and attend that game? And we were glad to be able to support a very strong Quinnipiac tradition.
Students are allowed a late stay exception if they prove they have a ticket and give Residential Life a heads up beforehand.
But we're going to for this hockey game versus Yale, and we think this will be a good way for students to be able to participate in campus life. So it's some extra work on Residential Life staff, but I've got some great RAs and CAs and residence hall directors who help me close the buildings, and they're willing. I've got some volunteers staying late to do that.
Residential Life is still unsure about the amount of students that are planning to stay on campus for this game, but they are preparing for any number of students staying by making sure they, as well as Chartwells, are fully staffed.
There will be 1,000 tickets, I'm told, will be available to students, but how many will stay for the hockey game? I hope it's a big number because it is a big QU tradition, and I love the support for athletics that we usually see from students. Especially for the men's hockey versus Yale. So I hope that will continue, but I really don't know.
This is an application process, and the Residential Life needs to know where you are, where you're staying, for safety reasons. More details will be sent out by Residential Life as the game date approaches.
The African and Caribbean Student Union held their first jollof and chicken off on Tuesday night. The competition featured jollof dishes from Nigeria, Ghana, and Sierra Leone, plus jerk chicken from Jamaica and curry chicken from Trinidad and Tobago. Before students could sample the food, there was a roasting session between the different countries. In the end, Nigeria and Trinidad and Tobago emerged victorious with their version of jollof and curry chicken.
A Quinnipiac student did a good deed this past week. Emilio Zullo posted in the Quinnipiac Facebook group that he cleaned up the pathway going from Commons to CAS. As the students clean up after themselves, he suggests that people carry out what they carry in.
So the outdoors is very important to me personally, and seeing that, it breaks my heart sometimes. So I feel like I'm obligated to do something about it sometimes.
A recent referendum in Spain has resulted in clashes between citizens and Spanish police. Q30 Cali Keys reports from Barcelona.
This Sunday, thousands of Catalonians turned out to defiantly vote in an illegal referendum to declare independence from Spain. And the end result was a 90% sí. For months, the tensions between the Spanish government and the Catalonian government has been on the rise, with countless protests from La Diada, a yearly celebration of Catalonia, the banging of pots and pans heard every night, and a strike that closed down most stores, public transportation, and schools. The passion and drive for independence is something that is hard to miss.
I feel like Catalonia is doing a lot to get themselves freedom, and tensions are rising here. It's getting a little intense. We're not really sure what's exactly going to happen yet.
While the polls opened Sunday, the Spanish riot police moved in after the local Catalonian police force refused to do anything over the illegal referendum. Some officers pushed civilians from polling sites, many shot rubber bullets, and others entered the sites using brute force. The API program and Mark Totora, the Associate Director for Quinnipiac's Education Abroad,
has been trying to relay information regarding safety and protests to the 19 Quinnipiac students studying in Barcelona.
For the most part, like if I know that something's going on, I won't like go outside or go to it, but where I live, like nothing really is happening, so it's pretty safe.
Despite the general feeling of safety that most Quinnipiac students have in Barcelona, if the situation escalates, there is a slight possibility they will be sent home.
I'd be really disappointed if we had to leave because I really love it here. We're having a great time. It's a really great experience.
Well, Quinnipiac students are hoping that the slight possibility of them having to leave Barcelona will quickly dissipate. The president of Catalonia, Charles Puigdemont, is hoping to declare independence by the end of this week, so tensions may continue to rise. For Q30 News in Barcelona, Callie Keats.
The deadliest shooting in modern history occurred in Las Vegas with 59 dead and hundreds injured.
Here's John McMahon with this week's political update.
In the wake of the mass shooting that took place in Las Vegas earlier this week, there has been a desperate push for stricter gun laws by the Democrats. The shooting that took place in Las Vegas claimed 59 lives, injured more than 500. Democrats are demanding new gun laws while Republicans oppose the idea of new firearm restrictions. They are focusing on offering their condolences and prayers to the victims. However, in the wake of the tragedy, politicians are using it as a stepping stone for political persuasion. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts tweeted, "Thoughts and prayers are not enough, not when moms and dads will bury kids this week. And more sons and daughters will grow up without parents." On the contrary, conservatives are criticizing Democrats for politicizing a tragedy, such as Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn, saying simply just disgusting. Washington is yet again facing harsh criticism involving their relief efforts in Puerto Rico from Hurricane Maria. But this time, it isn't about President Trump. Secretary of Homeland Security Elaine Duke said the situation in Puerto Rico was, quote, a good news story, unquote. However, the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz, has a different opinion. One that is anything but a good news story, saying, quote, people are dying. This is a life or death story, quote, end quote. Hurricane Maria hit the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico last month, leaving millions of Americans without water, electricity, and limited access to gas and other vital supplies. The House of Representatives passed a new legislation Tuesday regarding abortion. The new law criminalizes abortion after 20 weeks of pregnancy, with exceptions of instances where the life of the mother is at risk or in cases of rape or incest. The bill was passed by the House with 237 for and 189 against. The bill is only part of the ongoing conflicting opinions regarding abortion and abortion rights going on in the United States. Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump are being looked into for their use of a joint third-party email server. According to Politico, the president's son-in-law and daughter have been exchanging emails between the account and a White House email server. Non-public travel documents, internal schedules, and other White House official materials are all being reported within the emails. It is not clear how sensitive the documents shared the emails are at this time. The couple's attorney, Abby Lowell, has been declined on any comments on this matter. That's all I have for my political update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John. Still to come on the Q30 Newscast. Emma Carmen has this week's weather update.
And Carrie Golden is going to tell us about what's happening in the entertainment world. We'll be right back.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning After.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
It was beautiful and sunny, but hopefully the rest of the week looks the same. Emma, can you tell us a little what the weather's going to look like?
Thanks, Eliza and Ryan. It is beautiful out here on the quad. Tonight in Hampton, it is 60 degrees and clear. As we look into tomorrow's weather, it is going to be 79 degrees and cloudy. Tomorrow night is looking like 55 degrees and clear. As we go into the surrounding towns, it looks like it's going to be clouds all around the state of Connecticut. In Torrington, it is 62 degrees and cloudy. In Killingly, it is 61 degrees and cloudy. Then we look to New London and Danbury, which is 64 degrees and cloudy, and Hartford and New Haven are 65 degrees. Now we will look to the 7-day forecast for Hampden, and you can see that the temperatures will be around mid-70s all week. We look into tomorrow, and it's going to be 79 degrees, partly sunny, 55 degrees at night. Then from Friday on, it's going to be straight rain. Friday is 71 degrees, 57 degrees at night. Saturday is cloudy with 75 degrees during the day and 64 degrees at night. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are all rain. 76 degrees on Sunday with a low of 65. Monday, 73 degrees with a low of 66. And Tuesday with a high of 76 and 59. Looks like you're going to have to grab your umbrellas or stay inside. Now back to Eliza and Ryan at the desk.
All right, thanks, Emma. Now turning to the entertainment news, a well-known rock singer passed away.
Carrie Golden is here to fill us in on everything pop culture. Carrie?
Thanks, guys. Well, as we all know, on Sunday night, a shooter opened fire in Las Vegas at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival. During the time of the shooting, singer Jason Aldean was about 30 minutes into his set when the shots were fired. After this attack, Jason Aldean took to social media and sent out a plea for Americans to unite as one. He stated on Instagram, quote, "Over the last 24 hours, I have gone through lots of emotions, scared, anger, heartache, compassion, and many others. I truly don't understand why a person would want to take the life of another," end quote. Aldean posted several times to social media, asking fans to pray for Las Vegas. His wife even spoke out as well. There has been no talk yet of any benefit concert, but we will keep you up to date on that as we understand more. There has also been some sad news regarding singer Tom Petty. Sources say Petty went into cardiac arrest and was found unconscious in his home Monday. He was then rushed to a nearby hospital and was on life support until he passed away on Tuesday at the age of 66. At first, there were mixed messages as some news outlets were tweeting that the singer died when he was still on life support. Petty is best known for fronting the band Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Petty and his band have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and are also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Watch out, everyone. The juice is on the loose. Former Buffalo Bills running back O.J. Simpson has been freed from prison after 9 years for armed robbery. Back in 2007, he stole sports memorabilia he felt that belonged to him, landing him in prison. The Hall of Famer left with only some legal papers and a few articles of clothing. Simpson only served 9 of his 33 years of his sentence. Well, on a lighter note, singer Jennifer Hudson was performing on stage and a fan threw a shoe at her. That's right, a shoe. Hudson was singing on Friday when the shoe flew onto the stage, but luckily she took it in stride. This happened because Hudson did the same thing while she was a judge on The Voice. On the show, she explained where she is from, it is considered a compliment. Luckily, she laughed off the incident and finished the song from her iconic role in the film Dreamgirls. Well, that's all I have for your entertainment news this week. We'll be right back after the break.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Qcash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning After.
Welcome back. It was a busy weekend for Quinnipiac sports. Olivia Schuler has the scoop on how everyone did. Olivia?
Teams on campus. Quinnipiac field hockey entered this past weekend atop the Big East at 2-0. Becca Maine's squad fell to Villanova 2-1 for the team's first conference loss of the season. Penalty corners were a struggle for the Bobcats as they only scored on 1 out of 10 attempts. Quinnipiac junior Elisa Ruiz Martinez was the only Bobcat to put the ball past Villanova goaltender Erica Miller. Miller finished the day with 9 saves. Quinnipiac will take on Providence this Friday. Quinnipiac women's golf struck gold at the Hartford Invitational this past Sunday in Bloomfield, Connecticut. Previously dominating at Dartmouth last week, the Bobcats took control and won their second straight tournament. The Bobcats were led by junior Julia Kemlings, who came in second, and freshman Queenie Lee, who tied for fourth. Quinnipiac will try to win its third straight tournament this weekend at the Yale Invitational. The Quinnipiac men's soccer team won its first MAC game of the season, defeating Niagara 2-0. On Saturday, the Bobcats took the lead in the 10th minute thanks to Max Rockenberger's kick. Captain James Doig also netted a goal and tied former goalkeeper Bora Angorda for most wins in program history. The Bobcats' next conference match is on the road against Rider. Quinnipiac women's soccer took on Monmouth this past weekend. Let's check out the action. Quinnipiac 3-0-1 in MAC coming in, Monmouth 3-0 coming in. First half defender Emery Greco comes through with the Bobcats with a nice save to keep the Bobcats within 1. Monmouth leading 1-0 at this point. 35 minutes into the first half, Rachel Ross puts her second one in for the Hawks. Monmouth now up 2. Moving on into the second half, Quinnipiac attempts to break through Monmouth's defense on the corner. Good save by Emily Knob. Second half heating up, both teams starting to get more aggressive. Madison Borwick gets the yellow card. One of the 4 yellow cards for the Bobcats in the second half. And in the final minutes to the game, 2 big saves for Olivia Myszewski to keep the Hawks from adding to their lead on the scoreboard. Monmouth wins 2-0. That is all I have for sports this week. Back to you at the desk.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Be sure to stay up to date with all the latest news by visiting our website at q30tv.com.
And follow us on Twitter at Q30 Television. For all of us here at Q30, thank you for watching and have a great night.
And always remember, be good to one another because a smile can go a long way. Good night.